So this next activity is going to be to change the transmission oil on this Yanmar diesel engine. This transmission is a Kamzaki. It is a KM3A1, and according to the manual it uses SAE 30 oil. This is the nameplate for the transmission. First I pull out the plug with the dipstick on it. Next I'm going to hook up my oil extractor. Insert the tube down as far as it'll go into the transmission and give it a pump or two. And you can see possibly oil is coming up into the tube. It's really clear, really clean. Apparently there's very little wear going on in here compared to what happens in the engine. Usually it just takes a couple of pumps and the suction is maintained. That sound indicates that I've pretty much gotten all of the fluid I'm going to be able to get out of this thing. So I just relieve the pressure right there, the suction I mean, using this button on the top of my extractor. Pull it out and set this piece aside. This is the product that I'm going to use to fill my transmission. It's a funnel. It says on the transmission that the capacity of SAE 30 oil is 0.45 liters. It also says you can use SAE 20 oil if you would like. I'm going to add very small amounts at a time because I don't want to overfill it. I just have to repump it. I'll check the level by fully threading the dipstick back on to the transmission. And it's really hard to tell because I think the oil is still settling in the transmission, so I'm going to let it settle for a bit and then try again. I'm still not there yet. Alright, I've poured about half of this container into the transmission, so we will let it settle for a minute, and then... So now I've put about half a container of oil, about half a liter, into the transmission. I insert the dipstick, close it fully, and then take it back out again. And I hope you can see that, but at this point I can see that the oil comes up to about here, which is about 2/3 again above the bottom scribe mark. So again, I don't know what this scribe mark is up here. It looks like it was added by somebody later, and when I first bought the boat, this transmission was filled up almost to that point. The mechanic I had looking at it at the time said that is inaccurate, shouldn't be that way, and having put the amount of oil in that the manufacturer calls for, I see that the oil is sitting right about here on the dipstick. So pretty satisfied that I have it where it needs to be. Button her up. I don't tighten it too tight. I've never had a problem with this loosening, and I would sure hate to mess up the threads.